and welcome to Saturday Fun Day with Connie. Today, my guest star is the one, the only, the fabulous Setta with Setta's Place.
Hello.
How are you doing today, Setta?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I was a little worried early this morning because my
Uh-huh.
internet was acting up this
Oh no.
morning, and I was like, "Oh no, it needs to start working
Yeah.
properly." Like I was trying to pull up web pages to prepare for my live, and
Yeah.
like some would pull up, and then there were a bunch that wouldn't, and it was just all wonky.
Yeah.
So
So
I was
yeah,
I was like, okay, I may have to try to like if I can email you, I would like to tell you what's going on, but luckily
it
it
came up.
corrected itself a little later, so it all
Good,
worked
good.
out. Let's see. We have Brenda, Olivia, Charity, and Anita here. How are
Hello.
y'all ladies doing? And what are y'all working on? Today's main topic is going to be temperature blankets. We're going to basically explain what they are for those that don't know. Talk about temperature blankets we've made and give y'all some ideas of what you can do with temperature blankets. Now we're gonna start off first, though. Kind of making small chat. Um, said it's gonna be sharing her whips and finished objects. Um, but yeah, that's the plan for today. Probably about the first 30 minutes is gonna be more, chit chat, and then we get into the topic. Let's see. We also have Julia here. How are you today, Julia? And what are you working on? So, you got some jokes prepared, Setta?
I looked up a couple on the Google.
That's what I do. Hi,
Let me-
Diane. You want to go ahead and tell the first joke?
okay, let's see. What did Mrs. Claus say when I looked? Wait a minute. What did Mrs. Claus say when I asked her how the weather looked?
Hmm. I I have a feeling it has something to do with deer.
It does.
I think I saw that joke when I was looking for
Okay.
mine, but I can't remember exactly what it was.
Okay. Go ahead and give the answer.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll read it again. What did Miss Claus say when I asked her how the weather looked? It looks like rain, dear.
Yeah. That was it. I thought that one was cute.
Yes, yes.
Okay, we have Joanne, Cheryl, Guinea Joe, Amby that
Hey.
joined us. I think I greeted Diane already. How are y'all doing? And what are y'all working on? And if I miss greeting anyone, I'm gonna say it right now. I do apologize. It's not intentional. If my moderators can help greet people, that would be awesome. And if it's possible, I may just kind of periodically just say, welcome in everybody, something like that. Um, but yeah. All right, my joke I have for y'all is why didn't Rudolph get a good report card? Send us
I'm a guess and say because he was nosy. I don't know. I,
because he went down in history.
oh,
Oh, Amby's working on a temperature blanket also. Yeah,
cool.
that's what we're going to be talking about today, temperature blankets. Cheryl is working on a shawl. Um, Julia just finished her Grinch. Awesome.
Cool, cool.
Oh, happy birthday, Joanne, darling.
Yay.
All right, you got another joke for everyone?
Okay, let's see. What is the first thing Santa's helpers learn at school?
Um, I feel like I've seen that one too, but I can't think. Santa's helpers.
First thing Santa's helpers learn at school.
Elfing?
It's alphabet.
Yeah, yeah. That is one thing because, like, I tend to tell Christmas jokes since it's been Christmas season, so I need to see a lot of the jokes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what kind of ball doesn't bounce?
What kind of ball doesn't bounce?
And this is Christmas related, or at least winter related.
Let's see. Snowball.
Yes. Setta got one. Yay. Ooh, Anita's working on a poncho. I think ponchos are beautiful.
Yes.
All right. Okay, it's your turn again.
Okay. What kind of bike does a snowman ride?
A snowmobile?
What kind of bike does a snowman ride?
I was going to say Holly Davidson.
Oh, that's a good.
That was, I think, a joke about Santa.
Oh, yeah.
Frosty Davidson? No.
Yep. What bike does a snowman ride? An icicle.
But it's funny how a lot of times they do sound familiar to me.
Yes.
All right. The last joke that we have today is, what kind of photos do elves take?
What kind of photos do elves take? Oh, elfies.
Yeah, she's on a roll. She got 2 out of 3 right. Oh, hey, Cindy, how are you today? And what are you working on? And Brenda's saying she's working on her snowman amigurumi. Cool. It's one of the patterns that I shared on one of my lives. Yeah, I love sharing patterns. And there will be patterns that I'm sharing for temperature blankets that we're going to be talking about. And all the links for them are in the description box of today's live. We're going to motivate y'all to make temperature blankets.
Your mic on your mic is a little staticky, just so you know. I don't know if it moves or when you talk, it makes a staticky noise.
Hold up a second. Let me play.
Okay. Hey, everybody, while she's fixing that, Merry Christmas.
Okay, is it any better?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, it's good.
Okay. I unplugged it and plugged it back in.
It did
sometimes that makes a difference. Okay, so everyone hears me okay now? Julia says I'm going to knit on her son's girlfriend's blanket, then store it on Chucky. Okay. Everyone's saying it is better. Yeah, welcome in everyone in case I missed anybody. All right, you want to tell the first Christmas fun fact?
Okay, I think I only have a couple of those. Let me see. Well, it's the short one, but candy canes date back to 1670. I didn't know they went back that far. Candy canes, 1670. And I took a picture, but the ads took to explain what it was. The ads took the part. I can't read it. I remember it saying that, I think something about in the 1670 there was like a concert, and the person who was for kids and the conductor, whoever, gave them candy canes so they'd be quiet during certain sections or something like that. That's what, but I can't read it.
But sugar makes you hyper. That's what's so funny.
Yeah, like here, eat it. I'll be quiet.
And then you sugar crash. All right. Did you know in Japan it's a traditional Christmas dinner to go to KFC, Kentucky Fried Chicken?
I almost took that one.
I should have told you which ones I was going with. But yeah, KFC launched some type of thing for called Kentucky for Christmas in 1974, and it became an instant hit.
Oh, cool.
So they like well, in Japan they like KFC for Christmas.
Look at oh, I don't have the. Oh, these are more jokes. I thought I had more. Oops. I don't have more facts. I got more. Let me see.
It's okay. I'll just tell the other two I have.
Okay.
And, did y'all know that tinsel has a storied history? That it was invented in 1610 in Germany, and it was originally spun from real silver.
Ooh.
And the U.S. government once banned tinsel because it used to contain poisonous lead.
Ooh.
And well, now it's all fine. It's just plastic now.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing you gotta be careful is it can be a choke hazard.
Mm-hmm.
You know. And the last Christmas fun fact I have is: did you know that "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree," the song, was recorded by a 13-year-old?
Oh, didn't know that.
It was released in 1958 by Brenda Lee, which I knew she sang it, but I didn't know she was only 13 years old.
Okay, wow, that's cool.
I thought that was interesting.
I do want to do this one more joke because I wanted to do this one and I forgot. It's so cute.
Go ahead.
Okay, I gotta reword it. So I gotta say it right. What did the doctor say to a gingerbread man who went to him complaining of sore knee?
Sore knee.
A gingerbread man had a sore knee. What did the doctor say?
Just to take a bite out of it?
He says, "Right, I seen it." I seen it. I know, I'm corny.
But they're so cute, though.
I seen it. Okay. Oh.
You had any more jokes you wanted to tell?
Let me see. There's another one on that page. Let's see if there's any good ones. Well, this is kind of cute. Who is never hungry at Christmas?
Who is never hungry? I have no idea.
The turkey. He's always stuffed.
That's a good one.
But that's all I felt like. Oh, let me see. Oh, that was a good one. I cut it off. I was trying to hurry up, take this, snapshots, and then I cut off stuff. But I can't read that. I got half of it cut off. But anyway, so that's it. Oh, goodness.
All right. I see some people talking about candy cane's Christian meaning.
Oh, yeah, there is that. Yeah.
Okay. I'm pulling it up right now. It says candy canes have become a staple in households, both Christian and non-Christian, for Christmas. We may have seen children's book describing the symbolism behind the candy cane and how it ties into Christmas, or heard a children's sermon or two on the shepherd's crook nature of the candy. Okay, and the shepherds in Luke 7 didn't bring J-shaped candies to Jesus. So does the candy itself have a spiritual meaning? Let's see. Okay, it started off about how the choir master, and it was at Cologne Cathedral in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically, because I think they were like they were singing at a church, basically. Yeah. Like what you were saying,
yeah.
Setta.
Yeah.
Now, most historians say that it being tied to Christianity most likely does not have enough proof to be substantial beyond a mere wives' tale.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
Let's see. I'm trying. So that's pretty much what I'm seeing. But a lot of people do how it's shaped like a J. I think it symbolizes Jesus. And white in the Bible symbolizes purity.
Mm-hmm.
And the red symbolizes Jesus's blood.
Yeah.
So they have that. And the green, let's see. Well, the green, they said there's some controversy over it, it seems like. But it says, some people say it represents hyssop, a plant widely used in the Old Testament, especially for Passover. And others say that it's associated with growth, especially in evangelism tools such as the wordless book. But that's what I'm finding online.
Oh, cool. Interesting.
Let's see what I'm missing. Yeah, Julia, go ahead and send me your pictures. Yeah, that would be awesome sauce. All right. So, do you have any whips and finished projects you want to share with everybody, Setta?
Sure. I do. Okay, I got a bunch of stuff in front of me here. Not a bunch, but well, this is a basically finished object that I worked on in the airport. I started before I left home, and I worked on it in the airport. And I was there so long, I finished it. And it's for the doggies, and but I know they won't be able to keep it very long because they like to chew. The little one anyway, he likes to chew stuff up. So hold on, I'm gonna put it on. Hold on. I'm very proud of myself because it looks really cute, I think. Then I'm gonna show you the picture in the book first, and then I'll show you my project.
Okie dokie.
Here, it's puppets for kids. I'm making it for the doggy.
That is so cute.
This is the one. Isn't it adorable? Okay, so here's my version of it. I'm gonna get it all straight. Hi, Connie. I don't have any eyes and nose.
Hi, whatever your name is going to be, or whatever Setta named you.
I think it came out kind of cute, but I'm afraid to put eyes on it because they'll just eat them off. And the nose, so I might have to, I'm gonna sew it in to it with black for eyes and a nose. And so because the doggies will just be chewing it up. so that's what I made.
Most of the time for amigurumis, I crochet my own eyes and stuff like that.
Yeah, look at the hair. That'll be gone really soon, the little one. But I wanted it to look like the picture at first anyway. But once I get the eyes on it and the nose, and just put it like into it instead of on top. Just have a black ring, for eyes and nose. But I thought it kind of cute.
It's too cute. Anita saying to use dog biscuits.
It's for the eyes. Put a dog biscuit in its mouth, take a picture. That'd be cute. But I used they changed every row color, and I used this here. So I just kept going. I did cut it so it would change the color quicker, but not every single row. I wasn't doing all that. I'm doing all that.
It's so cute.
This favorite stripe, red heart super stick.
Danny Joe saying you could create videos for children with those.
Yeah. have the, but I made it for the doggies. I don't think they'll be able to keep it because they be tearing it up. That's one finished, but basically finished object. Keep going.
Yeah, if you have more you want to share.
Step here. This one is knitting. I decided I wanted to try to make the Ross hat in knitting, and I tried with thin yarn, but it was a variegated color, and it was hard for me to see. Like when I put it down and I pick it back up, I was like, did I knit or is that a purl? What am I doing? You know how you do, because it's so little, the colors were. So I got chunky yarn and a solid color and tons better. So this is where I'm at so far. If I get my camera where I can see. Here's where I'm at.
Nice.
Right here. It's how it's turning out. And I'm at the point now I need to do the use those double pointed needle things. I'm better. I know them words, right?
Yeah, the double pointed needles to do the decreases.
Yeah, but I need the bigger one. I thought I had a big one set, but I think the one I had was like a 4-point something, and that's not going to work. So so that's my knitting. I'm so proud of it. My first hat. It's the
Nice.
And I'm like, I'm so proud of myself. Look how I'm got it. Look at me. I did it.
Awesome. Now, one thing, like when it comes to knitting, what I tend to do is if a pattern has a repeat, I finish the repeat before putting it down. Or like say I'm going between like knit purl, like
Yeah.
I'll end with the purl. So that way I know when I start back up, it's a knit stitch. Like if you're doing the ribbing.
That's a good idea. That way when you pick it up, if you finish to the end, you know where to start without having to look. That's a good idea.
Because if I haven't finished the row, I have kind of like this system where I'm consistent with where I put it down.
Yeah, so I got to get better at that too.
Or I'll make at least a little note or something.
Mm-hmm.
That way I know.
But so that's what I'm working on, using the chunky yarn in the solid. Even though I like gray, y'all know it's one of my other colors, but I like colorful stuff. So once I get advanced enough where I could use like variegated yarn and be able to tell I'm thinner, I'm practice with that. So that's
another thing too. If you want to start like learning how to change colors, making a beanie, I do have my knit along.
Yeah, I got you in my playlist. I just haven't had you watch it yet.
And even I'm kind of behind on it because I still need to get the video out showing another method for doing the decreases. But even if I finish up with a knit along, it acts as a tutorial. So you can make it anytime, and even though your picture may not appear in the knit along video for the finished projects, I can always include it in my monthly finished projects video.
Yeah, and then you can use it as people can just use it for other projects, change color, learn how to change color. But yeah, I'm saving in my knitting playlist, but I just haven't had to do it yet. I got you in mind.
And my next knit along that I'm going to do after is I'm going to make one of my knitted beanie designs with all the color work.
Yeah.
And show how, I do that.
Oh, okay. The light keep cutting off, y'all. It's automatic. So I got to move around for the light to come on. It's not coming on. Well, can you bright enough? Well, there it goes. Anyways, I hope it's still clear enough.
I find it's fine. I see we have JJ that joined us. How are you today, JJ? But yeah, so you have had some more whips or finished objects you wanted to show?
Keep going. I got a couple more here. This one is actually on my tea time giveaway. It's one of the prizes, but I think it's befitting. Let me get it all for the Christmas season talk we're doing. It's all squished. I had it in my suitcase. It's a gnome basket.
I love gnomes.
Isn't it adorable?
I love it.
Oh, and also, just so people, if you haven't watched the tea time videos, today was the 3rd day, and I'm picking winners on Monday. And this is the last day prize. But so if you're, but there's more, there's something in it. There's more going to be in it. Build up. So, but yeah, so y'all make sure you go check out all 3 of the tea time videos, because that's what's required to win this.
Too cute.
And well, I'll go ahead and show you. It's the sorry the noise. Setta's Place mug is one of the prizes that goes inside of it. Setta's Place mug.
Oh, nice.
That's going to be inside of it with some tea and maybe some yarn.
You love your tea.
Yeah. Tea. My tea. So try not to make the noise. Oh, that was the chair, y'all. Back in the plastic. Wanted to get, But all right. So let's see. I got one more. I got more. My knitting blanket. Where I'm at on that. If you want me to keep going.
Awesome.
I think that's the last whip I got here. So here is, I didn't get to work on it like I wanted to, so I didn't get very far compared to where I was.
Pretty.
In the thick yarn. And all right. So that's where I'm at.
Setta and her purple.
Yeah, have the purple. Gotta have the purple. And like again, this is thick yarn again. Until I can get used to doing real good, the thinner yarn I just can't see what I'm doing. But I'm enjoying making it, so I'm gonna try to finish it. There goes the light. Try to finish
gorgeous.
it while I'm here. Thank you. And yeah, this was the double dog dare you challenge from Laura doing it. And I said, she said, I double dog dare y'all, and I took it. So that's my other whip.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So, do you have anything that's going on your channel that you want to share with everybody?
Oh yeah, I got a bunch going on. So let me tell you real quick here. Oh, let me zip this up. Excuse me, y'all. I got this awesome bag from my friend Dory. The bottom of it has a space, and in the top you can work out of it. Isn't that
It looks
cute?
nice. It looks nice and roomy.
It is. I used that on the plane coming. Okay, so what's happening? Oh, I have a pre 10,000 subscriber giveaway going on right now, because I'm at like 9,870 something or something like that right now. So as soon as I hit 10,000, I'm going to have a giveaway, and it's going to be Setta's Place mug with yarn and all the goodies and some hooks and all that kind of stuff. And
so yeah, let's help get Setta to 10,000. So if y'all can share her out, please do so.
Thank you. And on my video, there's other ways to get. I'm also doing a giveaway on my memberships. So if you're part of my members or my Patreon, put all that together and pick a winner from that. So if you want to join the memberships, And what else? The coffee. I already told you tea time giveaways happening now. I'm going to be doing coffee time next week. So if you're a coffee person, coffee time is next week, but also with gifts. With prizes. Keep an eye open for a Darn Good Yarn giveaway sponsored by them. I just got the yarn in the mail that's going to be in it. And I guess I could give you a sneak peek. You'll make sure to watch it when it comes. this is what this is going to be, the giveaway. Isn't that pretty?
Ooh, yeah, nice.
So it'll come straight from Darn Good Yarn when I do the video and pick a winner. So y'all keep an eye open for that. And let's see. I'm also doing an Advent thing for the week before Christmas, and that it is going to be it's going to be involving hand-dyed yarn. So be sure to watch. It's going to be all week before, up to Christmas.
Hand-dyed yarn is gorgeous.
Yes, and I'm doing a little twist on it and something a little cute, I think. So hopefully y'all will enjoy that. And don't forget the calendar cowl. The reveal video will be out soon. And the next year, I got something special for January. Oh, I'm so proud of it. So y'all be sure to watch it January 1st. New calendar cowl. And my project for that. So let's see what else. I think that's it.
And just in case anybody isn't familiar with Setta, please go check her out. She's amazing. Y'all will love her. And I do have her link in the description box of today's live. And I see Diane at your voice is I'm having trouble hearing you.
Okay. Is it clear now?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, I'm saying my other channel also is Setta's Place VSG. Anyone wants to check that out? My weight loss journey, and I talk about some stuff over there.
Yeah, it could also be my internet connection because it was acting up this morning. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. That may be causing some of the technical difficulties today. But okay, I see Diane asked if I'm mainly a knitter. I started off, I learned how to knit first, but I am also a crocheter, and I do crochet and knitting both on my channel. And normally I do Crochet Tuesdays where I share like my crochet makes, and then Knitting Fridays where I share my knitted makes. Mm-hmm. I haven't been doing my Knitting Friday videos lately because I've been working on a bunch of Christmas amigurumis. Now I may end up, doing some knitted projects for Christmas where I do a knitting project, but it'll probably be after Christmas before I get back to where I have the Crochet Tuesday and Knitting Friday videos every week. But and let's see. Okay, I think that was everything. So now we're going to talk about temperature blankets. Yes. And let me know if you've ever made a temperature blanket, or hopefully you're familiar with temperature blankets. But I am going to discuss what a temperature blanket is for those that have never heard of one. I see Amby's asking, which do you like better, crochet or knitting? I'm more comfortable with knitting because I've been doing it longer. I'm kind of, it depends on what I'm working on, which one I like better. Because there's certain things that I find is better with crochet, and then other things that are better with knitting. So it just kind of depends on what I'm making. And I do find like crochet, you can do so much more with crochet in a lot of aspects because you have so many different stitches. But like, especially when it comes to socks, I find socks look the best knitting. And also, there was something else. I lost my... cables. I love the look of knitted cables. But it just, like I said, it just kind of depends on what I'm making. It's okay, Diane. Everyone has their different things that they like with crochet and knitting, Let's see. Okay. All right. So basically, when it comes to temperature blankets, it's a weather journal made of yarn. And I think most people typically take the average temperature for the day. But I have heard where some people will do the high temperature for the day and then the low temperature. And I've even seen where somebody did where they kind of like split the row where half the row was the high and the other half was the low.
Oh, I like that.
I mean, there's so much you can do with temperature blankets.
Yeah.
It's really about making it your own.
Yes.
And what you do is you assign your colors based on the temperatures for that day. Traditionally, you tend to see especially in the past, you saw more of the rainbow colors, but people have really done so much more with making it their own. Like I like to take shades of colors for temperature blankets. Like one year I did shades of blue. This year I've been doing shades of pink, which I'm so far behind on my temperature blanket. And I even seen someone do ombre yarns.
I was wondering how that would work out in a temperature blanket.
And it was gorgeous. The one that I saw in a Facebook group, someone posted a picture. And another thing too, and this is something I commonly hear when it comes to temperature blankets, people say that their temperatures don't range like a big range in temperatures. But when it comes to assigning the colors, you can use whatever bracket for the temperature you want. Like I've been doing 10-degree intervals, but like you could maybe do 5-degree intervals, and you could even make it like less than that, maybe 2 or 3 degrees, if you really don't have like much range. And it, like I said, it's really about making it your own. So don't let the fact that you don't have a big range of temperatures keep you from doing a temperature blanket. Like I know like in Louisiana, typically it's usually in the 30s, the lowest our temperature gets. I think there was one day on this year's temperature blanket, it actually reached the 20s. And then usually the average stays in the 80s. I mean, it's the high 80s, but it's the humidity that really makes it hot in Louisiana. But I mean, there's so much. Or say you have a wide range, you can maybe go 15-degree intervals or 20-degree intervals. And I'm going to go ahead and share with y'all. Let me pull this up. This is a color chart to give you an idea of how I'm going to share with y'all a few different color charts so you kind of see better how it works. Give me just a second to pull it up. Okay. But you see like here, 0 to 10, they use the color iris. 11 to 20, they use royal blue. 21 to 30 degrees, blue mint. 31 to 40 degrees, green. 41 to 50 degrees, limelight. 51 to 60 degrees, lemonade. 61 to 70 degrees, mango. 71 to 80 degrees, watermelon. 81 to 90 degrees, harvest red. And 91 to 100 degrees, burgundy. So that's one example. And let me pull up some web pages. Okay, here's my thing. Okay, give me just a second. All right. That way, those of y'all that haven't done one before, y'all get a better idea how it works. Okay, like here. This one did 10-degree intervals too, but well, yeah, for the most part. But when they got to the lower temperatures, they did a different interval but like, 100 over 100 degrees, they did Magneta. 89 to 99 raspberry, 78 to 88 rust, 67 to 77 radiant yellow. And then this is where they start breaking it up a little different. 54 to 66 Kelly green, 44 to 53 radiant lime, 33 to 43 peacock, 21 to 32 degrees sapphire, and 1 to 21 degrees eggplant, and then under 0 degrees lilac. So that's one idea. Okay, let's get to the other one. All right. See, and sometimes you'll see the little temperature thing like this. But this one, 89 and above, they did crimson. 78 to 88, they did goldenrod. 67 to 77, they did foliage. 54 to 66, they did soft fern. 44 to 53, lagoon. 33 to 43, aqua. 23 to 32, they did teal. And below 22, they did sultana. And let me pull up the last example. Oops, I hit the wrong thing. All right. But as you can see, 98 and up blush, 91 to 97 rose, 84 to 90 cranberry. But I mean, you can basically tell, you can do any colors, any intervals for the temperature. But that's basically how that works. What type of intervals do you usually use, Setta?
The several that I've done, I think I've done maybe 3 in my life. So the very first one, which I have here to show you when it's time, I did the high and the low and I think I did weekly. The average, high and low for the week, I believe. That's what I did with that one. And I was in Virginia when I did that. So in Virginia, you have a little bit more variety. So I think I used 10 degrees because we get all of it, But the one I did for Alaska, it's mainly cold. So I broke it smaller because if you stay in this one range, it'll just be this one big block of color, So I use smaller intervals. Then the one I did for this year, which was the world temperature blanket, I really broke it up smaller, I think, so that because I had so many different, I made smaller intervals, I believe, because of the different ranges. So it just depends on what, and I also broke it up like that one. I had the beginning, I did bigger blocks, I think, than the smaller, the toter, I bet smaller blocks or something like that, all in the same thing. So it's just whatever you want.
Exactly. And I lost my train of thought. I hate when I do that. I feel like I get brain fog a lot. I really do.
Of it. I also do, mine have been scrappy ones. Like you say, you do shades of colors. I just go through my yarn stack and I want to use up a bunch of yarn. So I just pick out a bunch of yarn and just assign it randomly so that it's all these different colors. But I like that shaded color, so I might have to steal that one for the next. The shades.
Yeah, we're gonna be sharing our temperature blankets after a while, but yeah, I mean, so much you can do. And like, for instance, another thing that's kind of like, it's your weather in your area is unique, and that's where, that's what makes temperature blankets special.
Yeah.
And like, for instance, like in Louisiana, especially, our weather flip-flops like crazy. So on my temperature blankets, you'll see like towards the winter, constant color changes.
Yeah.
But during the summer, it's more walks. Where I probably really should break it down more during the summer, and then the winter do more the 10 degrees probably, or just do 5-degree intervals. But like I said, I mean, so much you can do. Let's see. Charity saying, I will be making a temperature blanket using the temperatures from the year and town that I was born in versus my husband's birth year and town temperature. And you see right there, that's something that you can do to make it unique.
Yes.
Some people will use like thread for like a special, like anniversaries, birthdays, special dates.
I did special stitches for that week or day. Popcorn stitch, middle of a bunch of double or singles, something.
So that's one thing you can do. And Charity saying, I will be doing highs and lows. Diane has a wide temperature in northern Wisconsin. Wanda's here. Hi, Wanda. How are you today? And what are you working on? And like I said, if I've missed greeting anyone, I do apologize. It's not intentional.
It's Anita. I got it on my phone, so I can be too.
But I know sometimes, like if someone gets missed greeting, being greeted, sometimes, they feel like, okay, why did you leave me out? And I don't want anyone to feel left out. Yeah. That is never my intention. I firmly believe in including everybody.
Yeah. There's Lisa, the Grammy scattered.
Hey, Lisa, how are you? We're talking about temperature blankets. Let's see.
I have a question I can answer. Queen Mama's Hillbilly House with Anita. She asked me, how warm do the summers get in Alaska? Lately, the past years, probably the good last 10 years, I've only been there this last 3. I've gone back and forth, lived there. And back in the day, it was cold. It didn't matter. But now, with the weather, it can get up to the 80s. But it's not as hot because it's the humidity. But it can, but it can get up to the 80s. Now, you don't last that long, but it can. Where I live, I think in Fairbanks, they get actually hot, like an actual summer. But their winters are brutal. But where I live, it can get in the 80s, but not like hot. But it's still be warm. It's warm for Alaska.
And I think it's so fascinating how like y'all have days that are like total sunshine.
Yeah. They're going and then left. They were going
like, or it's like all nighttime.
Yeah, the gradual, like it gets dusk. But it's earlier and earlier and earlier. It starts getting dusky and dark, and then in the summer it starts getting light, and so it's up 3 o'clock in the morning and it's light outside. It's weird sometimes. You get used to it.
And like for instance, like whenever I was stationed in Diego Garcia, you never had cold weather there. It was always hot. The seasons was either hot or the rainy season.
Oh.
But it never got like cool, really cool or cold.
Okay.
Let's see, Diane says she started one and stole some yarn from it for other projects. Abby says, what is the best stitch for a temperature blanket? I use granny stitch and my blanket is huge. We're going to be getting more into that. The one thing that I find is with crochet, I've heard people say even the single crochet stitch, your blanket gets like big. Now I did use the granny stitch on a second temperature blanket I made, but I did things a little different. I took the average for the week and did 3 rows for each week to get my desired length. Another thing too you can do is You can also do your temperature blankets for like a season. Like for instance, you could do like maybe a temperature blanket for like summertime or summer and spring.
Mm-hmm.
You know, your hotter, season, or like, fall and winter, or maybe break it up just one season. You got to kind of figure out the rows though. How many rows you're going to have that it's going to make the blanket long enough. Some people do it for a period of like when they're pregnant. They make a blanket when they're pregnant. So like you can kind of break it up into shorter periods of time. That is one idea. Now online, whenever I was doing some research, see, they say the best stitches to use, which I don't completely agree with it, because like I said, crochet, the blankets get real long. They say the single crochet stitch, half double crochet stitch, the linen stitch, the lemon peel stitch, the granite or moss stitch, and the granny stitch. Which, like I said, granny is going to be definitely too long.
Yeah.
I find knitting works out better with temperature blankets. Because the stitches aren't as big. But I mean, that's my opinion, and I have seen, a lot of people do crochet temperature blankets. But sometimes you got to kind of play around to get the length right.
Yeah.
But that's where you get creative.
Yeah.
And what's funny to it, you were saying something, Setta?
I just say the world temperature blanket they did for this year. Well, the throw, I did the moss stitch or linen, whatever it is, the single chain, single nickel, and it still took a lot, and I only did half the year. So it all depends on what you want. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's where you kind of just got to get creative. Let's see. Diane's asking, what kind of stitches do you do? Really, you can do pretty much anything. What stitches have you used, Setta?
I think this one I have here, I think I did double crochets or half double crochets. I'm not even sure. My stitches. I think I did double crochets on this one. I guess I did a moss stitch on this year's, and the one before that. And I find I get bored if I do just like this first one. I just did straight double crochets, and I did special stitches for birthdays. But that's why I changed the moss stitch, and then you switch it up. And the one I'm doing for Dina's Homespun Fund, I'm doing a scarf, and that is the granny stitch, but it's in the chevron. And I'm finding that's not as boring because you're doing something, and I'm making a scarf so it's smaller. And it's once a week. The temperature is one every Wednesday, so that's the ideal too. You get one temperature, the high, for a week, once a week, so that makes it not as, menacing. But yeah.
And like for me, my first temperature blanket, I did a knitted one, and I did it in stockinette stitch. But if you do stockinette stitch, you want borders. You want garter stitch borders because stockinette stitch curls. So I think I did like 10 rows in garter for the top and the bottom. And then the edge, I think I did 5 stitches each side. Let me pull up my my first one for y'all. Oops. Give me just a minute.
I'm gonna answer a question while you pull that up.
Okay.
Someone is in Alaska. I'm in Virginia right now with my son at his house. When I left, it dumped out like almost a foot of snow before I left, and then Kathy showed me a picture where they dumped another foot. So they're all in. Okay.
But this is my first temperature blanket here. And if you notice, you see how at the top, the black part, that's my garter stitch border.
Okay.
And there's one at the bottom, but you can't see it in this picture. And then on the sides, you'll notice it kind of has a different look to it.
Mm-hmm.
You may not
Yeah.
be able to see it the best in the picture, but it is a little different, and that's where I did the border stitch. And then the main part is stockinette. But that's how the first one came out. And then let me get the next one. Where this is one I did crochet, and it's, well, let me pull it up first. Sorry. This was crochet, and I did the granny stitch. But like I said before, I did 3 rows for the average temperature for the week. And this one doesn't have a lot of color changes because of how I did it. And this is how I did shades of blue for this one.
Yeah.
But this one don't have as much color change in it. And then 2 of the colors that I picked were like, you can barely see the difference. But that's how the second one came out.
Okay, cool.
And I closed out my folder. I'll go ahead and show my current one too. Here it is. And I think this is the last picture I took of it. Like I said, I'm like really behind on it. This one is knitted, and I did the chevron stitch. Or I'm doing the chevron stitch. And I did shades of pink.
Very pretty.
But you can tell like the top part, that's like the summer months. So
yeah.
I mean, there is some color changes which don't show good in the picture, but it's more, it pretty much, 80s and 70s. So you have bigger blocks. But if you notice at the bottom, that's like the winter time, and look at all those color changes. All right. So do you want to go ahead and show your temperature blankets now, SZA?
Okie dokie. I was real quick. I think, Lisa said she lived in Alaska for 3 years. Oh, cool.
Awesome.
I'm trying to try to get them as much as I could there. Okay. Come on, my light went out again, y'all.
Yeah, and I do see there's still some questions in the chat. We will get to them.
Okay. All right, let's see. Now this one, I guess this is my very first one. I don't remember which side was which, but anyway. So this was in Virginia. I don't know if this is the beginning or I can't remember my details. But anyway, so here, what I did for that one, here's the light for that one. And let me start this in. And it's the size of more of a throw.
Pretty.
Or kind of a twin size, on the very top of it or something. So it was a scrappy one. So and I did the high and low for an average, I think, of the week. I don't think it's daily. I can't remember. No, it has to be daily. I can't remember. But and I did a divider row. The variegated means it divided the month. So every time we go this way. Let's see.
Yeah, that is something I forgot to mention. For the months, I always would do a border row in a different color. Usually, if I did a border the same color as the border, I think.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. So that would be like the end of this. So this way, let's see. This would be like, let's say this is January, and that's the divider. This would be like February, and then March. I think it's going the right way. And but this one I still have the ends on.
Yeah, you will have a lot of weaving in ends.
My son and my birthday. This is the popcorn stitches, because both our birthdays are in June, so that they're 1 week after each other. And so that's our birthdays. And then also the temperature also is the color of it. Then it would the bobble.
See, I like that idea.
And but this one, I didn't finish it till the following year, like February. I think it's the end of February or end of January, because I got so far behind. And I remember doing a video, so y'all got to encourage me to finish it. So I worked on it until I got the following year. And but I think these are double crochets, high and low. So that is what that one looks like.
Awesome. Now I'm noticing Cindy's asking, what yarn do y'all use for yours? Do you remember what yarn you used?
This was scrap yarn, and I'm sure it was mainly Red Heart Super Saver. That's or that kind of some Walmart yarn, because that was my scrap yarn. How you have much different colors. I just pulled it out, and I'm sure it's mainly Red Heart.
And really, y'all can use whatever type of yarn y'all want for temperature blankets. Yeah. Like on mine, I use Red Heart on the first one, and then I think the second and the third ones, it's kind of a combination of Big Twist yarn and the Karen 1 pound.
Yep. Yeah, I have some of that in there. It's just a variety. That's what I did too. And yeah, so that's what this is my very first one. And you would think I would stop making them, because I ended up stopping halfway through. But I enjoy the process of finding the colors and doing the chart and starting it. And I usually get about halfway through, and then I'm like, so I think I'm gonna start saying my half-year temperature blanket.
I think it's harder at the end of the year.
Yeah, because I might not make it to the end. But I am planning on starting another one in January.
And one thing I do want to share too. I'm trying to remember the site. Oh, what's that? Accurate Weather or something like that?
Yeah, I was Weather Underground, but they're hard sometimes to go back. The calendar history of it, sometimes it's hard to get it to come up.
It's AccuWeather. That's the one that I use.
Okay, AccuWeather.
And watch, I'm gonna pull it up, and like if you get behind on your temperature blankets, I'm gonna show you how you can catch up. And this is like the site I use to get the average from too. So let me get this up for y'all. But it's AccuWeather.com, and you put in your zip code. And like here, they have a tab that says monthly. I click on that. Okay. And you see it has the calendar. This is for December 2022. It shows you the high and the low of each day. And say you wanted to go back to like January. What? I just clicked on an ad. Oops, sorry. Okay, it's not cooperating. Sorry about that, y'all. And my internet's being a little pokey. Okay, I went to January. Okay, there it goes. And it's only letting me go back. It used to let you go back further. But say I wanted to go to 2021.
I'm looking it up. Okay.
You see, I could go back, and here's all the weather from January 2021, the temperatures. But I've always used AccuWeather. But yeah,
I might have to try that.
It used to be you could go to like any year, but I think there are other sites that you can. But this is the one, like I said, I typically use.
I might try using that one this time. I'm going to do my son's birth year and give it to him as a Christmas present one year. Make it during the year to give it to him as a present. I haven't done it yet, though.
Did you have other temperature blankets you were going to show too, or?
No, this is the only one I have here.
Okay.
The rest are.
Let's see. Ambi saying this is my first one. I stopped at August and I am making temperature pillows. And that's another thing too. You can make temperature scarves, temperature pillows. I've even seen cross stitching temperature projects. Those of y'all that loom knit, y'all can do, temperature blankets and loom knitting. But yeah, it seems like towards the fall and winter, that's when you start getting tall.
Yeah.
Like I say, you typically do 1 row a day. I have heard of people say 2 rows a day, but I don't get that, because especially crochet, that would be like humongous. And even knitting, I think it would get too big, because like the one that I did, my first one. Now, I do kind of wish it had a little bit more rows to it, because I don't like my feet hanging out of a blanket. I like my feet covered. So whenever I make a blanket, a lot of times I do add some extra rows to it. Yeah, see Amy saying for her temperature pillow, she did it for September, October, November, and December. Oh, thank you for those that complimented on the temperature blankets. Let's see. Lisa saying how it's a cool idea to make the birthdays pop. Oh, I'm just doing. Sandy joined us. Sorry, I'm late.
Sandy.
Sorry, I'm late greeting you. How are you, and what are you working on? Okay, Diane wants to know if we like making a temperature blanket. You like making them, Setta?
Yeah, so I'm saying I like starting them. I like the process of it. I like making them, but I just usually kind of, by the time half year comes, I'm like, okay. So I like the idea of the seasonal ones you were talking about. You could do a winter one, so it's just, or you could just do or half year, like the winter, colder months, and then or summer, spring, or fall, winter, or something to make it not so.
And I like making them, don't get me wrong, but I agree with Setta. The end of the year, it's harder to stay motivated.
Yeah.
Now 2023, I don't think I'm going to be making one for 2023. As it is, I need to finish my 2022 one. But initially, I was planning to do one for 2023. But the sad thing is, I kind of got burnt out on blankets, though, because I don't typically have UFOs, but the UFOs I have are blankets. Let's see. Cindy says, I guess I am too organized. I was thinking about doing a temperature blanket, but I would order yarn according to color chart. And I mean, you can use a color chart that you see online. Like I said, you can do however you really want to with the colors. With temperature blankets, there's really no set rules. Diane's tried Weather Underground, and I need to keep that in mind too. Because especially if I ever had to go back further. Oh, Sandy's asking about your son's Pomeranian dog.
He's still here. I had to put them in there because they'll bark downstairs. Because they bark at every little noise. And y'all would have been like, what in the world? So I put them in the bedroom. But he's still cute as ever.
Yeah. Okay, we have Maribel that joined us. Hi, Maribel. How are you? Oh, and Katrina too. Howdy, howdy. How is everybody that's joined us, and what are y'all working on? Let's see. Diane's asking if you ever thought about making a corner to corner temperature blanket.
Yeah.
I mean, at some time I might go that route. I really don't know.
Yeah.
But speaking of the corner to corner, and the patterns that I have for temperature blanket in the description box, which hopefully we get into them. Because normally I do an hour and a half for my lives. Are you okay with going over an hour and a half, Setta?
Yes.
Okay. And I also know Granny D goes live at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I try not to overlap with hers, but every now and then I do.
But the C2C, that's what this year when I got burnt out, stopped halfway, I was going to switch to C2C to try to be more, maybe to get me going. And I started it. It came out pretty, but I was too burnt out. But I think it's a good idea. And you'd have to figure, because so it get bigger, so you have to kind of decide, are you going to stop mid-row? It confused that one row as you're getting bigger, so you have to do some figuring. But I think it'd be a good thing.
Yeah. And like I said, I do have patterns that are linked in the description box. I know we're at least going to get into some of them, showing them. But if we don't get into them all, there are a bunch of links. Hi, Donna. How are you today? And what are you currently working on? And Maribel loves your sweater, Setta, and she wants to know what yarn you used.
It's the ombre, red heart ombre.
Ooh, pretty.
Purple is all ombre. This was supposed to be my ugly Christmas sweater, but it came out so cute. It's not ugly.
It's not ugly.
Call it my ugly Christmas sweater.
But you know what's funny? They always call them ugly Christmas sweaters, but a lot of them aren't ugly. At least I don't think they are.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like the funny thing just to say the ugly Christmas, but it came out so cute. I was like, I'm not going to call it that, but that's what it was supposed to be.
But the funny thing is that now don't get me wrong, there are some that are tacky looking. Yeah. But I thought most of them, I love them. They're festive.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think I missed something. Okay, Maribel's working on a crochet sweater and coffee in her cup. Amby's asking about with corner to corner, would it be one block would be a day? I'm really not sure.
Yeah, that's what you'd have to figure out for yourself. I don't know if anyone else has figured it out, but that's when I started it. I was trying to be like, well, it's kind of hard because one little block and it changes all the colors. So you might have to do a whole, and then the next one down a whole, but then it's going to get bigger. So you have to decide whether to divide up a row with the temperature to stop and then do the next row. It all depends on what you feel like. Because one block is a lot of changing of colors.
I'm trying to pull up the pattern that I have listed. See if I can quickly find out what they did. Now I think they did the increases of the blanket from January 1st to April 30th. And then they started decreasing from August to December. I'm trying to see if I can quickly find it. Let's see. I'm not seeing it, quickly, but it probably in the pattern probably explains how they do it. Give me just a second.
Hello, Mindful Crafts and More. I don't know if I saw you earlier. Hello. Oh, okay.
Sorry about that. Oh, it's like sometimes when I do a lot of talking, it's like I start to cough. My voice starts to get wonky on me. Let's see. Donna says I was working on a crochet granny square blanket for my daughter earlier. Then I went outside and then burning leaves, but sitting down relaxing right now with a cup of ice water and cupcake.
Cool.
And Diane's asking if there's a pattern for that. I guess she's referring to your little cardigan.
No, there's no pattern yet. I do want to try to make a pattern, and but it's really simple. It's just a hectagon cardigan that's out there, all those, but I just made mine shorter, and I did my sleeves differently though than most. So that's what I'm mainly going to be showing, is how the changes I made when I do a pattern / tutorial. I'm gonna try to do some things in December of some of the things I've made, some patterns and tutorials. I'm gonna try. But this is one I think I can do pretty good because this part is just the hectagon. You need to show the first part, keep going, So I'm gonna try.
Let's see, Katrina saying it is all up to you as a creator. And that is such a wonderful thing if you use dividers for each month. And 1 row per day, it will be 377 rows. And that's one thing. Sometimes you kind of got to, do the math to figure out sometimes certain things with temperature blankets. And one thing you can do too is you can take other blanket patterns and turn them into temperature blankets.
Yeah.
That's what I did for this year's. I just found a chevron pattern, a knit chevron.
That's what I'm doing for next year's. I found a pattern that I like, and I'm gonna turn it into one.
And if anyone has done a corner to corner blanket, let us know how you did it when it comes to,
Changing.
each day, how much you do in a day type thing. That way we can help answer the question on that. Let's see. Let me check my notes.
Thank you, Mary Bell.
I'm trying to see what I haven't mentioned in my notes yet. Okay, I covered that. And like I said, you can do your blankets in crochet, knitting, loom knitting, and even Tunisian crochet. And I do have some temperature blanket patterns in the description box for Tunisian crochet. And you can do corner to corner, granny stripe, chevron, granny square, pretty much anything.
Yeah.
And I discussed the stitches that they recommend more for crochet, but like I said, I still feel like it gets to be too big, Let's see. Oh, we have Mary here. How are you doing? And she's searching for a little green man pattern. Let's see. Donna says, I work on my corner to corner blanket probably about 4 to 5 hours a day because there's just me, a cupcake, and I got no one to mess my house up. I can get a corner to corner blanket done in a week. Ooh, awesome. I wish I was a faster crocheter. Now for knitting, some of the basic stitches that are typically done is stockinette, which I brought that up. And of course quarter stitch. But stockinette, remember, make sure you do like border, like a quarter stitch border, because stockinette curls. You can do 2x2 ribbing, and there is a pattern that I have in the description box with a 2x2 ribbing one, and that's typically like knit 2, purl 2. Then there's a seed stitch, and then there's a double moss stitch, which I don't think I'm familiar with double moss stitch in knitting. I don't think I've ever done that. And if you don't want to work like the straight lines, how a lot of times you see the straight rows, You can do like the corner to corner, mini squares, chevron stitch, knit lace. And some people do granny squares for temperature blankets too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one of the patterns is a granny square one. Let's see. Katrina says Tony of TL Yarn Crafts did a granny square temperature blanket with 1 square per month. That was a great idea also, yeah. Funny, I just was talking about it. Donna says Cupcake is my puppy, if you're wondering. Yeah, I kind of figured Cupcake had to be a pet. And Katrina also says Priscilla of Distinctive Crochet did a super scarf temperature project. It was awesome too. But I kind of think with a scarf, you would kind of have to break it up. Because if you did it for the whole year, that would be a long scarf. Diane says, I start my temperature blanket doing a granny square with 1 square per week. Like I said, there's so much you can do. Oh. The creativity. All right. Now we're going to get into the patterns to give y'all some ideas. And if people have questions, feel free to ask. And if you think of something that I haven't mentioned, Setta, feel free to jump in.
I'm gonna go let my doggies out. I don't want to make them stay in there for too long, so I'm gonna put myself on mute.
Okay. Who let the dogs out?
Me. I'm gonna let the dogs out.
Okay. All right. This one's a corner temperature blanket by Marie Biswell. And these are crochet patterns right here that I'm going to be sharing first. This is pretty. And it's funny, I never thought of this idea until I came across this pattern to do it, the rows like this. And these patterns are specifically, temperature blanket patterns. And one thing too, like say you're doing a pattern and you have a question, you can always try to contact the designer of the pattern. Sometimes, because a lot of times they will respond back and help. I mean, there's no guarantee, but that is something else you can do. And this one is Claudie's Temperature Blanket by Erin Terry. Here it is, a big picture of it. And I'm not sure which stitch they used. But it does kind of look like it's like a combination of stitches. And this is one thing too you'll see commonly that people do when they make temperature blankets. They'll take like a scrap piece of paper and plot out their temperature ranges with the color, and they'll attach the little yarn piece to it. All right, the next one, here's a granny square one, Easy Temperature Throw by Brian Grimes. And they did it this way. I'm guessing what they probably do like the main part of the square one color, and then like how this part is green, they probably do the temperature base part, changing the color. And I do want to mention all the patterns I'm sharing today are free patterns. I forgot to mention that. All right. This is a linen square temperature blanket by Tony Lipsey. And look at, this is another neat idea. Because whenever I was searching for patterns, I found some, different ideas for them. But like I said, you can do pretty much anything. Oh, hey, Cindy, how are you today? And what are you working on? All right, next up. This is a primrose hexagon blanket by Sassy Sheep NL. And here's another, idea, which is similar to a granny square. You can do them like this. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Yeah, this is a knit hat I made a few years ago. All right, this is one by Lion Brand Yarn. Very, very pretty. And you see, here's how they do their temperature chart. Like I said, so many ideas. And this is another one by MB Stitches. And oh, that's another thing too. Some people will put the year, like how on this one it says 2017. Some people will add that to their temperature blankets too. All right. This one is by Tara Marie. And look at how nice. But I have seen some that their temperature blankets are huge. See, there's another example of, the temperature brackets and colors. All right, moving on. This is Corner to Corner Temperature Blanket by Esther. I don't even know how to say the last name. So this is the one showing, well, that is Corner to Corner. I'm sorry. But this one should be the one that shows y'all how they did theirs. Because I'm pretty sure it shows how they broke down, like how they did the rows per day. But I love seeing the creativity with, temperature blankets. Let's see. Cindy saying, I really love the blue colors and the primrose pattern looks so beautiful. Donna says, it is mostly hot in Georgia, so my blanket would be our hat colors. My temperature blanket wouldn't be the different seasons of the year. And like I said, if you don't have a wide range of temperatures, just break down that temperature bracket, that bracket for the temperatures to smaller intervals. We have Regina in the house. Hi, Regina. How are you today? What are you working on? Setta, you do know your mic is still on mute.
Hello, Regina.
Yeah, I was like, it seems so quiet. And then when I noticed at first you had it muted, I thought maybe you muted it for a reason.
Yeah, I went to get this. I didn't want him to bark, so I was like,
Yeah.
I got to cut it back on.
Oh, Diane says this has inspired me to finish my blanket for 2022. Oh, awesome.
Yay.
And I am curious, have y'all gotten inspired to make a temperature blanket for 2023? Let me know in the comments. Or for those watching replay, let me know too. Let's see, where was I? What a minute. Why is it doing that?
Hi, baby. You too.
For some reason, okay, there it goes.
Give me.
This is a Lazy Waves blanket by Deidre Use, something like that.
I like
it. This is something that I've never seen one look like this before.
Yeah, that's very cool.
I don't know which stitch this is though.
Come here.
Oh, you have the doggy showing?
Yeah. Come up. Oh. Come here.
Yeah, I didn't see him.
He won't come.
Yeah, because I had my screen on the patterns.
Oh, okay. Now I was trying to get him to come up, but he won't. You coming?
And here's another Bias Granny temperature blanket by Tony Lipsy. And Tony Lipsy seems to do a lot with temperature blankets.
Yeah, he does. He does. Come here.
But like I said, that's another idea.
Oh, no. He has to go out. I'm going to put myself on mute.
Bye, doggy. Let's see.
There he is. You say hi.
Okay, Donna's saying, okay, it looks like Donna has to go. I hope you have a good day, Donna.
Hi, Donna.
Oh, hey, doggy.
Say hi.
My kitty's on around me right now.
Good luck.
Regina saying she's months behind on hers. But she'll get caught up soon. Yeah, I'm behind too. Oh, Ambi's gathering her information for 2023 also.
I'm going to start on mine soon. I'm going to start gathering up how I'm going to do my new one. My half year. I'm going to say right now. Half year.
This one here is a linen square temperature blanket by Tony Lipsy.
Yeah, that's pretty.
And like I said, I mean, there's a lot of ideas that I'm seeing that I've never seen anybody do these before. All right. And then the next one is a mosaic one by Amoreena Soares. And look at how pretty that one is.
Beautiful. Oh, excuse me. Beautiful.
All right. Let me get the Tunisian crochet ones up. And this is one thing and initially I was planning to do a Tunisian crochet one for the 2023, but 2023 temperature blanket isn't going to happen for me. This is Tunisian crochet temperature blanket by Tony Lipsy. See, her name keeps coming up. But look at how nice that is. But so far, I did one pumpkin doing Tunisian crochet. But that's the only thing I've done in Tunisian crochet. But I do want to learn more when it comes to Tunisian crochet. All right, next one. And let me know if y'all do Tunisian crochet or if it's something you want to learn. And here's another one by Nona Davenport. And this one, it looks like they kind of broke it up, which I guess that's another idea you can do. So your blanket isn't so long. Kind of break it up like how they did here. Put a border in between.
That's a good idea.
I know. I never thought of that idea. But so pretty.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next one. This was by Tony Lipsy again. It looks like they broke it up the same type, kind of the same way without a border. But very, very nice. Yeah, that's what it looks like. They broke it up without a border.
Yeah, I like
But
it.
They still did that idea. Let's see. Cindy says, I just realized I didn't order my threads in Loop's Charisma yarn. I needed to finish a poncho. So we'll have to get that next month too. And she also says the Karen Simply Soft Pumpkin is more burnt orange than orange, so that project will have to wait. Diane saying Tunisian simple stitch, it looks like. I'm trying to figure out what Setta's doing. Oh, he's barking? Sha. All right, so let's get to the knitted ones. I have 13 more 13 knit patterns, and then we'll wrap things up. Let's see. Well, actually, I think I'm going to do a pattern giveaway at the end. I'm going to give away one pattern to 2 different people. Okay, this is Temperature Blanket by Ashley Collings, and this is knit. We're in the knit ones now. And this is actually the pattern I used for my first temperature blanket, but they don't, well, hold up, projects, let's see. See this one, look at how long that is. They must have done 2 rows a day.
Oh, goodness gracious. That's
They had to have done 2 rows a day.
yeah.
Because this is the pattern, if I recall right, that I used. Mm-hmm. And it was not this long. But unless they change the pattern, they just have you doing all stockinette stitch. So like I said, this pattern, you have to add that garter stitch border or a method to prevent the curling, because it will curl. At least I think that's the one. Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, because it's stockinette stitch. But yeah, it looks like they did 2 rows a day. I like the kitty. Oh, kitties. All right, where am I? Oh, Joni's here. How have you been, Joni? I haven't seen you lately. She's been sewing on bead eyes on her Santa dollies. Okay, awesome, awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to get your pictures, Joni. Oh, and Barbara's here too. Hi, Barbara. How are you? Hey, and what are you working on? Diane. All right. moving on with the patterns. This is a temperature timepiece in the round. And that's one thing I'm curious about. Because in the round means it connects. And normally a blanket does not connect. So I am really curious about this. And if anybody knows, let me know. Because I mean, I know you can knit using circular needles, but typically, you know, like when you knit in the round, like I said, it connects like kind of like a beanie type thing. So I don't know. Oh, and this is by Andrea Shanti. But it does look like they have some yarn overs that they did on some of the rows. All right. So next up, it's the Whatever the Weather by Stephanie Sheeman. And here it is here. And it looks like I see stockinette in this one sewn. But it also looks like there's some other stitching. The yarn's kind of busy where it's harder to... Okay, it looks like I see garter stitch too. But like I said, I mean, so many ideas. Oh, hi, Rosemary. How are you? And what are you working on?
Sure.
All right. This is Rib Temperature Blanket or Scarf by Gabrielle Vazina. And like I said, this is usually where you're doing like, well, with rib stitch, it can be, you can do like knit 2, purl 2, or knit 1, purl 1. You know, it's kind of a combination like that. I think even like knit 2, purl 1. But yeah, it's a really pretty stitch. Usually it's done on the brim of hats in knitting. Yeah, it looks like it's knit 2, purl 1 that they did. Look, another kitty. Let's see. Yeah, Lulu saying about that one being really long. Yeah, that one was that I showed a little while ago. Barbara says tired, but both my bedroom and craft room will have floors finished by tonight. That's awesome. Well, not that you're tired, but I hope you get some rest. But it's awesome your floors will be finished. Oh, Joni says her favorite was the hexagon one. Yeah, also y'all can let me know which one is y'all favorite that I've showed today for the patterns. Yeah, notifications can be glitchy with YouTube.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, this is a simple temperature blanket by Ashley Hine, and this one's done in garter stitch. So when you're knitting flat, you're just doing all knit stitches front and back. All right, next up. This is by Lion Brand Yarn. And this one looks like it's all garter stitch. And here's another example of the color chart that you can use. But temperature blankets really are about making things your own. Ambi saying she likes the Granny Square by Tony L. Awesome. Chad, doggy looks like he wants to take a nap.
Yeah. He likes
All right. This is actually a temperature scarf pattern. It's by Morley Bird. And I think I have 2 scarf patterns that I'm sharing, and they're both knitted. Because like I said, you can do scarves, you can do pillows. You know, there's so many options. And I've even seen, you know, people do temperature projects and cross stitching. And I love me some Morley Bird. She's awesome. Especially, like, I followed her more for knitting. And she's how I learned how to read knitted patterns. But she also does crochet too. But I don't think I've done anything of hers crochet. Okay, this is also a temperature scarf blanket by Tara Marie. So that's another idea. Give me just a second. Sorry about that. All right. This one is Color Play by Trisha Mitberg. And this is like a, you know, chevron one. I love the chevron stitch. And I mean, there's a chevron stitch in crochet and knitting. All right, there's, I think, 4 more patterns. And all these links are in the description box of today's live. This is Daily Temperature Blanket by Claire Thornley. And that's another one. It looks like they're taking squares, connecting them. And one thing too, usually Ravelry has a forum to do with temperature blankets. So y'all could also get inspired from there too. See what other people are doing. And I think there's a Facebook group too to do with temperature blankets. And there may be multiple ones. All right, this is, you were going to say something?
Nope.
Okay. This is Mutation Temperature Blanket by Fair City Knits.
Pretty.
Very pretty. I'm wondering if that's all Gorder stitch. But it looks like they put like a border around the edges. Yeah, I do see some Gorder stitch rows.
Very pretty.
I don't know if it's all Gorder stitch though. See, Rosemary says, I am working on hats and cowls with embroidery. Now I need to stop the hat knitting to make a shawlette in a lovely bougie yarn. Ooh, nice. You know what I found patterns for yesterday? And whenever I go back after Christmas working on my Pretty as a Peacock knitted shawl, I want to do a lace shawl with cables. I found some beautiful patterns. Okay, this pattern here is Temperature Deck by Daniela. I have trouble pronouncing a lot of these names. But you see, like this one's in the round too. So it makes me curious, or is this supposed to be more like a scarf? You know, like then, you know, like kind of like what I have on here. I'm not sure. All right. And the last pattern is Temperature Pie Blanket by Sue Beard. And you see, this one looks like it's a circle. So I don't know if the blanket's going to be round. You would really have to kind of read the pattern more to see exactly how it completely works up. And you may not really know until it's finished or you have a good bit done. Mary says a temperature shawl or scarf would be more my pace. Yeah, and like I said, there are different, it don't have to be a blanket. You can make other projects temperature based. Be creative. So that's the last of the patterns. So I am going to do a pattern giveaway on one of my patterns. Let me pull up Nightbot. Let's see. Yeah. Trying to get it to come up. I figured it would have me logged out completely. Frank had deleted the cookies. And every time that you delete the cookies, it's like you kind of got to like redo certain ports where it takes longer to pull everything up. All right, let's see. Giveaways. Let me pull up the screen. Okay. And I'm going to try to think of a keyword. Do you have an idea for a keyword, Setta?
I don't know.
Let's see.
Don't bark.
You know what? I'm going to use one of my, I'm going to use Frank's name. So Frank with a capital F is a keyword. I have a hard time thinking of keywords.
Yeah.
Oh, hi Janice. How are you doing? We're towards the end of the live. I'm doing a pattern giveaway right now, and then we'll be wrapping up. But I am glad that you joined us. All right. So this is for I'm gonna be picking two winners. This is for a pattern from my Ravelry store. I'm going to pick two winners to win one pattern. This is open worldwide, so anyone can join. It's I'll be sending y'all a PDF file, whoever wins. So type the word Frank, capital F, and the rest lowercase, and start now. Oh, and one thing too, in case y'all don't know, majority of my patterns are knit patterns. I have 3 that are crochet. I really need to do more with crochet patterns. But I really haven't designed any patterns in a while. I guess I need to get creative. But the sad thing is it's trying to fit everything in.
Yes.
All right, type Frank. And Frank just said, yeah. Okay. But yeah, Frank is the word on the street. All right. I'm going to give it 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and stop. All right. Let's see who the first lucky winner is going to be. Let's see. Okay. It picked your comment up, Lisa, so you're good. You're entered. Okay, the first winner is Janice Erfer. Hopefully I'm saying your last name right. That is the first winner. And so congratulations, Janice. And the second winner is Lisa the Grammy. So congratulations, Janice and Lisa the Grammy. Y'all are the two winners.
Congratulations.
So I need y'all to email me. And actually, Nightbot just dropped my email address in a comment, but I'm going to pull that up for y'all on the screen. Here is my email address, just another stitch, 2020@gmail.com. And it's also in the description box of basically all my videos and on my About page. So that's what you need to contact. And did you have anything else you wanted to mention to do with temperature blankets, Setta?
No, I don't think so.
I think we pretty much covered everything.
Yeah.
And if anyone does have any questions, feel free to send me an email, and I'll do my best to help you. And is there anything else that you want to mention to do with anything else, Setta?
Just a reminder for the tea time, because today's the last day. Fast. Y'all want to get on that giveaway? Watch all three. I'll pick a winner on Monday, and yeah, that's the.
Awesome. Yeah, and help Setta reach 10,000.
Yeah, my 10,000 subscriber my pre 10,000 video.
That is awesome. Like yeah, 10,000. That's like a big milestone.
Go giveaway for that too.
But yeah, and in case anyone hasn't checked Setta out, which I think most people, probably know of you, but in case someone doesn't that's watching, go check Setta out. She's amazing.
Thank you. Oh, and also even just for YouTube or unsubscribed people, so make sure you're subscribed even if you think you are. Check it. It will do it.
Yeah, I've had it happen to me before, where I've noticed with that. All of a sudden I'm unsubscribed to a channel. I'm like,
yeah, me too.
I didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
So let's see. Oh, thank you, Cindy. Now mine is fake though. This is a green screen in my background. Setta's tree is real. All right. So I hope everyone enjoyed today's live, and I hope y'all learned something from today, and that you got inspired to make a 2023 temperature blanket. So I'm going to go ahead and play my little closing video, and then we'll come back and say bye. Let me get to where I need to be. Let's see, where is it? Okay, here it is. Admit it, who else was dancing?
Yeah.
Oh, one thing I do want to mention, Granny D is live. So go alien invade her if y'all have a chance. And I hope everyone has a fabulous Yarny day. Be the light, and bye.
Bye.
Oh, Angie, we're just wrapping up. But howdy, and I hope you decide to catch the replay. But anyway, bye again, everybody.
Bye.